it's a waiting game. I mean, you know, I'm not too. I mean, my Bitcoin is nasty. It's low, but so is my so is my portfolio. I mean, that's nasty. I mean, when I'm looking at how much I had in there versus now, that's nasty. I mean, it's gross.
Hops and Stocks podcast is presented by 100 Spoke Media Group. We encourage our listeners to drink responsibly. Please note, we are not financial advisors. We do not offer or provide financial advice.
I'm Spoke affiliated from the city of Jim.
Welcome back to the Hops and Stocks podcast. This is episode 42. Hold on, man. What is that?
Little Father's Day gift, man. Shout out to the people at I think it's pronounced Rec Etched.
Okay.
Yeah, got this from my family, man. It's a wood sign etched with the name and the logo, baby.
Oh man, that's dope. That's dope.
Also got a same company. I don't know if this will show, but it's a bottle. It's got a nice little some dad verbiage on there. So when I get me some good stuff, maybe you can loan me something to fill this up with.
A bottle or two, I can dig it.
Yeah, I'll be good to go.
I got you.
Happy Father's Day to everybody out there too, man. I know we late with it, but
yeah, late with it. Yeah. By the time this air, we'll be probably about 10 days late with it. But
yeah,
2 weeks from today.
That's apropos anyway, man. You know, don't nobody give a damn about Father's Day. So
hey, yeah, man. On Mother's Day, you can't find a restaurant.
Hell nah.
On Father's Day, it's open. Everything.
Man, let me give you my finest booth, sir.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I had no clue up until I believe like Friday that it was even Father's Day. I'm dead serious because I don't celebrate my dad. I mean, truth be told, I keep that off the pod, but I'm just saying I don't look at being a father, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting here checking for like, when are my kids going to celebrate me? Like it's for them to like, hey, yo, happy Father's Day.
Hey man, you better start checking. Like tell your kids like, hey man, ramp this shit up for me next year.
I can dig it, but let me go ahead and finish up this intro, man. Like I said, welcome back to the Hops and Stocks podcast, brought to you by 100 Spoke Media Group. We are fortunate enough and honored once again to have one of our favorite guests, Dawn Marbury. And I don't know if Dawn knows, but it's still like I think our number one YouTube video.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm saying, so yeah, they checking for you, Dawn. So anytime we can get you back and we can promote the pod and promote what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I shot you the text, I'm like, you hit me right back. And I was like, oh, yeah, Don got that excitement. So I know we're going to have a good pod, man. I see that Sanchez is logging in here. So we might.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah, he's logging in here at the bottom. But, man, let's go ahead and get these brews started. We got my man, Mr. You got a can. I don't even know what to say no more, man. It used to be can. You know what I'm saying? Is it Mr. What's in this bottle? Or okay.
All right.
We got my man, Mr. What's in this can, man.
Okay, so let's talk about it. What's in this can? This is from Street Side Brewery. I didn't
shout out to Street Side. Hey, if y'all gonna sponsor him, y'all gotta sponsor us.
I had this in the tuck for a while. Only reason is because they're like $14 for a single, so I just can't be haphazardly just killing these. So this is Tiramisu Demogorgon. If you're familiar with Stranger Things, this is a play off of that. So as you can see, he has on the uniform from the ice cream shop, and it's the Demogorgon. This is a rye barrel aged imperial stout with chocolate, coffee, and vanilla. It's coming in at like 12%, 12.7%. So it's definitely boozy.
Yeah, so we're gonna check back on B-Dub around 8:45 and see where he at with it.
Well, it's my birthday tomorrow, so you know.
Yeah, man. Happy
early
B-Day,
birthday,
brother.
You know what I'm saying?
It's B-Dub season.
This is a bad pour right here.
You foamy over there?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
No, that ain't bad, man. Yeah, that ain't bad at all.
Not bad. That's horrible.
So it's definitely a stout. You can see that. Instead of that aromatic glass. Definitely can smell that chocolate. I'm not a fan of rye, but you know, it has chocolate, caramel. It says fruit, but I'm not getting it off the opening. Oh yeah, this it's a pretty good stout right here. This is definitely chocolate. It's full body. I get it's a 4.5, man.
4.5.
Okay.
It's 4.5.
Hey, B-Dub, does that I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that D word, is it Demogorgon? Or
Demogorgon.
does that mean anything in terms of the beer?
Demogorgon is like a monster.
Okay, gotcha.
As far as I'm concerned, yeah, it's like a monster. I don't know if it got to be a fictional monster because ain't nothing in the real world looking like that.
Hey, ain't that is that somebody from SpongeBob or something?
Oh, that was the outfits they had on in one
Oh
of the
yeah,
episodes.
yeah, you said that. That's
Yeah,
right.
they were working at a ice cream shop. Hey Don, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Welcome back. Sorry I'm late, fellas. How's everybody doing?
Man, welcome back, brother.
Good. Y'all still whack. Y'all still some whack.
Yeah, definitely. It's a dessert stout. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend this joint at the street side out of Cincinnati. Tiramisu. It's definitely got that tiramisu.
It should have like a little coffee note on the back.
It definitely has a coffee note to it, which I love. That vanilla's in there, chocolate, but I'm not getting that fruit, which it says it has. But I definitely would recommend this.
You love coffee notes?
Yeah, but I don't like coffee though.
Yeah, I'm like that too, man.
Yeah, I like it in porters. I'm sorry, in stouts. I can't sit around and drink a cup of coffee though.
But you know what? Since we've been doing these with a couple of beers with coffee notes in them, I can drink some coffee. Like I made my mom some black coffee, and all she wanted was sugar. I was like, let me taste this, and it was all right. I drank it.
I like cold coffee, man, but I can't mess with it. I mean, I don't know why anybody would want to drink something that's like 150 degrees. I'm like, you're not even drinking that.
I've had some good cold brews, and I mix it with like this cinnamon creamery stuff. But it's basically a dessert, man. Like it's not even coffee at that point.
Yeah. Once it gets all creamy, that's not coffee.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I go black. I used to do all that, like you put all that stuff in there, but I just go black now.
that's chocolate milk. Once it gets all creamy like that, that's just chocolate milk.
So yeah, once again, it's tiramisu, Demogorgon, tiramisu, street side, 4.5.
That's what's happening.
I like it. All right, man. I'm taking it to that state up north. I've got a Founders Brewing Mas Agave Classica, and it's grapefruit. It says it's an Imperial Gas style ale brewed with agave, nectar, sea salt, and tequila, or aged in tequila barrels with added grapefruit.
Man, that sounds great.
Joint looks like this.
I think I've had that before.
And then in the cup, joint looks like this.
Okay.
I don't really get too many notes. I am smelling, some of that barrel, but I ain't getting no grapefruit or nothing like that. But, we'll see.
Oh,
shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Wow.
He likes it.
hey, we're back.
I mean, for the smell, I wasn't expecting how sweet that was going to hit.
Let me see the can again.
It's bottle, brother.
Bottle. I'm gonna have to get that.
Yeah, man. Woo!
You haven't even talked about it yet.
Yeah,
I'm about to say, man, he just over there making
I was gonna
sounds.
say, let me see if I can describe it, man. I mean, I'm getting a little bit of the grapefruit, getting some of that salt. They said there was some sea salt. It's definitely, it's not sour like straight up grapefruit. So maybe that's, I don't know, some of the agave that you're getting or the nectar. This is good, man. 4.75, man.
Wow.
4.75.
It's up there.
And it hits too. It ain't no punk. This is a I thought I saw a 9 on here somewhere. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, 9.7. So you 10%. Sweet. Sign me up, man.
You see that can again, Blast?
Founders out of Michigan. Mas Agave Classica.
You got it from the Honey Hole?
Yeah, HH. It's on that back wall, but opposite of it.
How much?
Right across from it. I don't
How
know,
much?
probably 4, something like
Okay.
that. They had it broken up into singles. Yeah, I'd definitely get another one of these for sure.
Might be 5, man.
Oh, man, y'all coming in with some
Yeah,
high
we
numbers.
came in strong.
All right, well, look, I'll go next then. What I have here is a
Oh.
Coors Light.
He didn't even put it in a glass.
Refreshing.
Man,
No glass needed.
killed the podcast.
It's time to
2.1.
it's time to
2.1.
barbecue. Nah, I'm
2.1.
just messing with y'all, man. I know someone's done this already, but since I'm a little ill prepared, I'm just gonna go with the Sonder. It's a
I'm glad you're doing that.
it's a chocolate cherry frosted milkshake IPA with chocolate and cherry. So I'm gonna try this real quick.
I can't remember what it tastes like. I saw that in the store and was like, man, should I get this again? I know I had it, but I can't remember what it tastes like.
Right, hold on.
What do you have to do? Tell somebody to knock it off?
Man, they're loud upstairs, man. My girls got their friends over.
It looked like he was gargling, like he took
I
Oh, it's got to be fire with that color.
think me and B-Dub had the mango one that really didn't do much.
Man,
Oh, that was awful.
it's like an IPA coming off the nose.
Yeah, as you said it was milkshake, right?
Oh yeah, my bad. Take IPA, duh. Okay, so all right, let me try.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh wow. No one's done this before?
I don't know. I know I've had it, but I can't remember. Like I said, I can't remember what it tastes like.
Man. That's good. That's quality. You get the IPA hoppiness first off, you know what I mean, which I don't always like, but let me see what the APV is on the ABV. 7.2 ALC volume. I like it, man. I mean, shoot. Yeah, go on, Sandra. I mean, it's the cherries. You get more so than the chocolate, and I think that's why I like it because of the fruitiness. But yeah, I would give this 4 4.25. I'm not going as high as 4.5, but it's good. It's a good beer.
Some decent beers tonight.
Yeah, that's good. I'll get it again.
Uh-oh. Eric look like he gonna come sub 4.
I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. This is a 5.
Oh, okay.
Hey, this is so this Energy City Brewing, and this is peach and apricot bistro crumble. The ironic thing is this was actually brewed at Occupy in Wanakee. So Occupy brewed it for Energy City.
Okay.
So I don't know where Energy City is out of. But this is a Berliner style Weiss beer with peach, apricot, and cinnamon. 6.5 on the ABV. You get that apricot, you get the peach. You see the color. You know what that color means.
Yeah, it looks good, man.
But as soon as you taste it, it boom, 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 right in a row. You get the peach, the apricot, and the cinnamon. I mean, exactly as they described it. Hands down, it's a 5, man. I would definitely buy this again. Bought it as a single.
Where you cop at?
I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Is it kind of thick? It looked kind of like puree-ish.
No, it is. It's thick, but it's made with real fruit. So you're getting puree in there. I mean, you can't see through this joint. Like it's look like Sunny Delight or some shit.
Yeah. It does look like Sunny Delight.
Hey, bro, I'm trying to tell you, like, I may go back and cop an entire 4 of this. Like, it's that good. Once again, Energy City Brewing, peach and apricot.
Batavia, Illinois, E.
You said out of Batavia?
Yeah, Illinois.
Bet.
Hey, and the Sunny Delight is a 5 out of orange juice. Sunny Delight.
No, I don't have to disagree with you.
Sunny Delight's a 5.
Yeah, we might have to have this a different discussion because
Don, I think Don nodded.
nah,
Sunny Delight's a 5.
it's not a 5, man. It's not even orange juice.
Yeah, Sunny D's trash, man.
What?
I love Sunny D.
Sunny D is trash.
I don't get it all the time.
Let's
It's
contemplate
exclusive.
that.
No, it's trash if you consider it. If you classify it as OJ, it's trash. Like it's not good.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just drink, man. It's
It's
just
a 5.
drink. Orange drink.
It's beverage, man.
You
That's
guys are
like the
wrong.
malt of OJ.
You guys are wrong.
The
All right,
ass
man.
OJ.
I'm saying right as soon as I'm about to introduce Dawn, she disappear on the cat.
He's out.
We can go back in on Doug then.
We're gonna get some Sunny Delight.
All right, once again, we got the homegirl, Dawn Marbury. She is our Bitcoin extraordinaire. Once again, we highlighted earlier in the pod that, you know what I'm saying, she has like our highest viewed YouTube video. So, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go ahead and kick it over to you. What you been up to in this craziness that is crypto?
What I have been up to is accumulating. I think the hardest thing to do psychologically is buy low and sell high. And I think that there has been a lot of buying opportunities, not just in the crypto space, but across all asset classes. And I think it is an awesome time, as we discussed in the first time we met, investing in yourself, learning more about what you want to invest in, trading and investing techniques, and just understanding that emotional intelligence part of trading. And before we go any further, happy Father's Day to all of y'all. I think that's so sad. Like, we really do our dad's Father's Day up. So the fact that these dads have been getting like these like bad Father's Days, I feel sorry for y'all. Like, they're not doing y'all right. Like, that's not fair. Like,
Don't
my
feel sorry
dad's
for
not
me.
going somewhere 5-star. He's complaining. That's the way my dad is. So
Yeah, I get taken care of, man. So I
Yeah,
can't
don't feel
complain.
sorry. Don't feel sorry for me. I do get taken care of. Like the whole weekend.
I get tech. I get tech.
Chris Rock did say, "Don't nobody give a fuck about daddy."
a big piece of chicken, huh?
Big piece of chicken, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate that.
Yes. So I think it is an awesome time for folks to buy. But I preface that to say, as we talked in the last time, like, gambling is very easy lure with the cryptocurrency market, particularly. I think it's, you got to be careful out there, and research is very important. I'm not sure how much you gentlemen know about the most recent, I don't want to use the word crash, but consolidation that happened with Bitcoin that got us, the sub 20K. Like, we're currently trading below 20K right now. But a lot of it has to do with folks with I don't know if you guys heard of the asset Luna, Terra Luna.
Yeah.
Luna was pegged to a stable coin that didn't kind of pass something that I would invest in. It's not to say that it was a bad investment, but when we talked before, and I talked about the things that I look at when I'm looking at investing in an asset, the cash runway, especially with altcoins, you're going to need to look at the cash runway, the development in that space, feasibility around the product they're saying that they could build. And to me, Luna didn't pass that test. And, it is alluring because you see the price action, but when you're looking to hedge your portfolio with mid to long-term assets that have exponential gain potential, you really are taking a huge risk when you don't do your due diligence and checking out certain assets. And it just seemed to me the way that was pegged to, it's called UST, the stable coin, that particular asset was pegged to. And so they ran what happened was the stable coin was unpegged from the asset. So that way, so a stable coin ideally should always be at $1 typically. So once it started accelerating in sale and the sales orders were going up, it caused Luna to become unpegged from UST, and it ate everything up. Like those folks lost so much money. Like, and it was people that, you know, had sold earlier, and, you know, you're selling at the height of the bull market. That's awesome. But if, you know, Uncle Sam comes knocking at your door, you owe 40+% in capital gains taxes, you know, you could put yourself in a really bad position financially. So greed and fear are the two things that you constantly have to take into account when you're doing crypto investments, and you know, finding that balance in there. And since the market is low, we have, and I think it could be low considerably longer than what it has been, but that is for someone that wants to be a whale, an opportunity to accumulate at low prices. So I think that if you are someone that's looking to accumulate assets, now is a great time. If you're somebody that was buying Matic when Matic was $1.79, $1.50, now is a good time to bring your cost average down.
Yeah.
Because I definitely got in late, but at that price, I'm like, oh, this is nice. This is good for me. But then it started tanking. I'm like, oh shit.
Right. And one thing that you can't control is overall market conditions. And that's why it's so important to do that research up front, because in a bear market, you know, a lot of value is going to collapse, but it will return if there's product development in that space, if it's feasible what they're saying they're going to build, if it has a strong use case and a strong team. I believe Matic is going to come back very resilient once the market returns. But how long it's going to take for the market return, your guess is as good as mine. Yeah. Every model that these quote unquote gurus made failed in 2022. You know, but who's to account for a war? The reason I was able to I'm still up in my portfolio, as massive as the collapse has been, the consolidation has been, but it's because I bought in so low. If it wasn't for COVID in 2020, I wouldn't have been able to buy in that low. So there's always going to be people that are able to take advantage of a crisis. Yeah. And this is the mindset we have to switch to when we are maybe, you know, underwater with these kind of investments, because we can actually bring down our cost average in times like this, and you know, take advantage. Like I believe, barring a entire world collapse, Bitcoin is going to come back. Like, but if you know, there's a nuclear bomb, you know.
Hey, the US dollar's dead then.
Right.
Exactly. And the dollar is trading very strong right now, as well as the I almost said USSR. That would have been terrible. The Russian ruble. Is that how you say that?
I think you're right. Yep.
Those are trading very strong, and you know, assets across the board. Like we were saying before you guys jumped online, one of the things I'm looking at is music catalogs. Like I want to buy new songs. So I'm looking at adding that to my portfolio, you know, owning the license of music. So I think that it's a great way to diversify your portfolio with everything going on in the market. I think it was William Buffett that said, when there's blood in the streets, that's when you're supposed to be buying. Do I think Bitcoin is could go lower? Yes. But I do also think anything under 30K is free money.
Yeah, I want to stop you there, Dawn, because you said something that I've touched on with somebody recently about, taking advantage of crisis. You know, I think other people do it all the time, and we kind of look at it more so as like, oh, you know, that's a bad situation, and don't, you know, for lack of a better term, you know, look for opportunities in those bad situations. And like you said, I mean, when something goes awry, it might be a good opportunity for you financially if, you know, if you can take advantage of it at that time. And I think we, like you said, we got to shift our mindset to be like, hey man, you know, this is a time to get in. Somebody was saying, if you liked Bitcoin at 50 and 60,000, you ought to love it at 20.
Have to love it.
But
Yeah.
I think that thing, a lot of times you look at it though, so people that was buying at 50, like they've taken a significant hit. So like you got to shift your mindset to like, if you believe in Bitcoin, you believe it's going to come back.
Yeah.
We always say it's not a loss until you sell it. So like
Exactly.
if you continue to buy low, you drop your overall average.
Your average, yeah, like Don was saying, your cost average.
Yeah, and it's a unique time to be able to do that. Like, and you know, and you don't have to spend your whole paycheck to do it because it's so low. You can do that, and that's why I love DCA. Like, compounding that adds up. Incremental. Those little incremental gains lead to exponential gains when you add them up.
What is DCA for our listeners? Can you explain that?
Oh, okay, my bad. That's
No,
dollar
that's all right.
cost averaging.
Dollar
Dollar cost averaging.
Dollar cost averaging. Okay.
And that is, say, you know, you make $500 a week, and you could only afford to invest $100 a week. So you invest $100 a week every week, and you just make that commitment to yourself. Some people do $100 a day. It's some people that do $1,000 a week. It's just you. It's a really important time not to gamble and to really assess your risk aversion, like where you are as far as how much risk can I afford to take on. And as long as you operate within those parameters and you've done your research on what you're looking to invest in, you know, it is an opportune time to accumulate assets all across the board, whether it's crypto, commodities, music. I believe the housing market is going to lean towards a buyer's market, as we've been in a seller's market for a while in the housing market as well. I think we're going to see a lot of volatility in our economic markets across the board, just with what's going on in the world. But if you can strategically align your risk with that research, it's an opportunity for exponential gain.
I'm going to tell y'all what I like about Dawn. She always gets on here and preaches risk aversion. And then the other thing is, shit, I just forgot, but the risk aversion.
It's that beer, man.
And then the part about, you know, the gambling. It's like she doesn't just hop on here and say, hey, you know, do this, you're going to make a ton of money. Oh, you know what? It was the research. Risk aversion and research. She's always preaching those two things. It's like, I'm not just getting on here and telling you buy this, buy that, you're gonna be rich. It's like, nah, do your research and make sure that whatever you buying, you can, you know, afford to, if it goes left, you can afford to be all right.
And I think that's what is key in all investments. Is gamble. You know, what are you willing to lose?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable losing that? If you're comfortable losing it, then go ahead and put it out there. And during this downturn, that's been my methodology with my because if your methodology doesn't change during a downturn, then you're not doing something right with your investment. So my method has been to go ahead and still buy since it's so low, but also know that my risk is a little higher now because we don't know what the market's going. Am I comfortable with it? So I think that comfort zone, like you said, Don, as long as you're comfortable, do what you can do, but don't stop. You know what I mean? Just don't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. and don't over leverage yourself. There's people that may tend to invest more than they can afford to lose just because the prices are so low.
Right.
Now, I mean, it's like I said, I think anything under 30K is free money. But if you get $1,000 paycheck and you put $975 in the market, and Bitcoin is trading at 19.9, what are you going to do in 2 weeks when it's at 15? You know, like that is a significant loss.
That's stupid.
You know, but people gamble like that though. Like it's so many people like
they got
gamble
problems
all the time.
They got
And
gambling problems.
yeah, and crypto is full of that, and it's so easy to do it. I had one of my friends reach out to me, and he's like, "Well, what should I get next?" And I'm like, "Well, you probably should accumulate what you have been accumulating instead of finding something new, because it's not that you can't find something new, but research it first." You know, a lot of this space, and I'm sure you guys experience it with stocks, people are just looking to buy what's hot. And by the time you're doing that, you're making somebody else rich, because your money is what they're going to be, you know, you're running the price up for them to sell hot, you know? So it's important to balance that. And I think sometimes these markets present just, if you have poor impulse control, a bad situation.
Right. That's a good word. Impulse control.
I heard somebody refer to Bitcoin. I forget. I wish I remembered who it was, but they referred to Bitcoin as a Ponzi scheme. It's the people who got in on the base are reaping all the benefits of everybody else that's coming in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
think all investments are Ponzi schemes.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could say that about stocks.
Yeah.
you come in late, you know what I'm saying? You got to kind of wait a while for your return, which was kind of interesting. Don, I had a question for you. And so in the stock space, like I'm gonna say we, but when I listen to, you know what I'm saying, people talk, professionals and whatnot, like there's four companies that they stick with: Google, Microsoft, Apple, and
Amazon.
Tesla or Amazon.
Yeah. So when you look at Bitcoin, is it the same thing where, you know what I'm saying, there's four that kind of that cream rises to the top even in adversity? Like we know that these are going to bounce back, that you can kind of count on, not saying, hey, run out and buy these, but these are the ones that have proven to stand the test of time.
Well, I think because this space is so new that it could change. You know, I think Luna was a top 30 coin that is fallen to oblivion. I think, you know, with Litecoin, XRP, those are, I would say, legacy altcoins. Ethereum. Again, I think that these are good buys, but as far as what you're looking at when you say Amazon, Google, I feel that the space is too new to designate something that much of a blue chip other than Bitcoin in this space. Now, I know we talked about Matic. I know we talked about Reserve Rights. I know that we talked about Luxo. I believe that those three are unique altcoins that I believe will be resilient during a bear market, but I believe that there will be multiple altcoins that could show resiliency during a bear market. And as far as a blue chip, the only blue chip coin I would say is Bitcoin, just because this is such a brand new space. I liken this, like the companies that you're talking about, like, you know, I think that those are like Apple, that company's been around since what, 1977, you know, and was really the pioneer of the computer age, the information age. Like it was the must-have device. And Steve Jobs went through multiple incarnations to have the Apple that we see today. You know, Amazon, I believe, came out in 1997. I don't think that we've had this space is so new and so wild westy per se, that I don't think that you can give that title to anything but Bitcoin at this time. I think that there is a lot of growth left in this market and a lot of product development left to do. And I think Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, those are going to be your most popular. Will they be the most exponential gain? I don't think that those two things necessarily correlate. And I don't think that there has been the type of worldwide adaptation of cryptocurrency to designate any of the coins yet as like a blue chip, like those stocks you were just describing.
Well, it's almost like what you were saying is like too big to fail. Like, is Bitcoin too big to fail? Amazon's too big to fail. You know, and I'm not too concerned, because if you look at your stocks, if you look at your portfolio, it's down. I mean, mine is down. Typically, when I look at my portfolio versus my wallets, there's a correlation. So if my stocks are down, my Bitcoin is down. If my stocks have a code, my Bitcoin has the flu.
Got COVID.
If my portfolio is doing well,
Sinus infection.
if my portfolio is doing well, my Bitcoin is about to retire me. You know what I mean? So it's a correlation. So it's a waiting game. I mean, you know, I'm not too. I mean, my Bitcoin is nasty. It's low, but so is my. So is my portfolio. I mean, that's not. I mean, when I'm looking at how much I had in there versus now, that's nasty. I mean, it's gross.
to me, man, my investments aren't they're long-term investments. So
Yeah.
I don't.
Good point.
I'm telling you right now, like, I don't check my portfolio every day.
Right.
Because it doesn't concern me, because I'm in it for the long haul. This is not a sprint; it's a marathon. So I'm diligently waiting. I'm
Right.
I'm investing. I'm in it for the long haul. So I'm not trying to get rich overnight. So it doesn't really bother me. So, only thing that bothers me is that Dogecoin and Tilray. Two things that bother me right there.
You're gonna take losses. You know
I think we all got some
Yeah.
coins or stocks that are
Yeah, you're gonna
pain in
take
our
some.
ass.
But until I sell it, I'm not realizing that loss, so I don't care.
And that's why we gotta stop listening to idiots, man. We was listening to that group text, and somebody threw that Tilray out there, and then we all jumped on it, and now we
Man.
all.
Hey, can we talk about a bull and a bear market? A bull market is it 20% from the top, and the bear is 20 from the bottom? Like, what's the definition of bull and bear?
I don't know the exact parameters, but a bear market is kind of what we're experiencing. When you see constant red and constant pain, that's a bear market. And a bull market is when, you know, that fear and greed index is flipped all the way green to greed, and everybody is obscenely making a lot of profits. And it's not that, but I don't think that bull markets are unsustainable or anything like that, but I just feel that we had a very random, weird set of events consecutively since 2020 that have impacted the world. And, you know, crypto is the most susceptible of all the markets to feel that volatility. So it's just a unique set of situations. And for some people, they're going to be able to accumulate assets that give them life-changing amounts of wealth. And there's some people that are going to panic and sell. And there's some people that are going to buy too late. And once Bitcoin is at 70,000, 60,000, 80,000, that's when they're going to want to start buying. And those will be the people that we make money off of, you know? And I do definitely think retail money will be back in the space. But again, there's some weird stuff going on in the world. So while it's important to be vigilant over your funds, it's also important to take advantage of these crisis opportunities, because this is where you get exponential gains.
Like, I wish I was more aware when the pandemic first hit, because it was just a fire scene.
Oh man, facts.
Mm-hmm.
I was unaware, and Doug, I don't know if Eric and Blast was already in, but in our group text, they were just talking about stocks, and I wasn't on it because I wasn't in that space yet. So it was like I was tuning myself out. I should have got in because it was just, everything was just on sale, and it was so much money to be made. I guarantee you, there's a whole bunch of millionaires made it during the pandemic.
Which is how it is right now.
I mean,
Like,
a lot of money during that. We called it a pandemic.
Yes.
it might be better than, well, I don't know if it's better, but I mean, it's close to where it was at.
And I think with this situation here is there's not as much what's the word? Uncertainty. Like, there was a lot of uncertainty with COVID. Like, we didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, are we all gonna die? Like, is the world coming to an end? Like, now I think, you know what I'm saying, we know that, okay, things are going to change, and it's more than likely going to change in the next election cycle.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Like, that when this thing cycles around and we get a new swoop of, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is in the midterm, I think you're going to see the economy change. And then when we get the presidential elections, then you're going to see it take off, because everybody's going to be excited about whoever's in there, especially if it's their person. So like you said, now is the time to keep putting money into it and driving down that cost average. Because I look at some of the stuff like that I have Tesla, Microsoft, Apple.
Tesla's
Yeah, way down. But I got in Tesla like really low, so I'm like still up on Tesla.
Yeah, me too.
I thought Tesla was a deal up under 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
I got in Tesla when I bought Tesla when it was around 3 something, and
Yeah, that's when I got in the
Good
threes.
money. You know what I'm saying?
and there's people that bought it like even lower than that.
I think once the feds do what they're going to do with these interest rates and try to get this inflation under control before it turns into a recession. Now, if it turns into a recession, which all indicators are saying that we are going into a recession,
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be some tough times as far as both of them, and we're just going to weather the storm at that point.
Yeah,
But there's still opportunities in the recession.
yeah, that interest rate is killing me, man. So I'll tell this story real quick. I put a deposit down on a new build condo in August of 2021. Interest rates were like sub 3% at that time, I do believe. I just recently, the condo is coming up on completion here in probably the next 30 to 45 days. So I had them rerun my stuff, because obviously you can't lock in an interest rate for a year. Typically the interest rate you can lock in from 30 to 60. The most I've ever seen is like 120. 3%, like the interest rate has gone up for me 3%, and that's not, you know, attributed to my credit or anything else. It's just
What it is.
that translate into an additional $500 on what I would have been paying if I could have closed back in August of 2021. Because it is a deal, and I've analyzed it as a deal. I still went through with my purchase, but it's like, man, my spending power has been, because it's like, man, an additional $500, and when you look at that, obviously I won't have that same mortgage over the life of 30 years, but that's an additional $180,000 in interest if I was to run with that. You know what I'm saying?
For the life of the loan.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, and you don't think about that when you hear the Fed talking about, hey, we going up, you know, 0.25%, or we going up 0.75%. But when you start making multiple $100,000 purchases, that's a huge number.
Well, that's why they go up incrementally. When they're going up, they'll raise prime up. Like, I'm not sure what prime is right now, but they'll take it up a quarter. Then until right now, where I'm not sure what your mortgage rate is. It's none of my business, but you tell us. I guess you got business.
High AF.
But
High AF.
for a while, the interest rates are at 2.9, 3% in the housing market. You can get a mortgage for 3%. I'm not sure if that's where you started, but a 5% loan right now is still a deal compared to over a 10-year average. I mean, 5% is still lovely. 6%.
Yeah, I've heard it's still. I heard rates are still historically low.
Right, over
time.
15, 20-year average, a 6% is beautiful. But what we were living in like a utopia of this 2.9%, which are unheard of. Like when I refinanced this house, it was at 2.94. And
flex.
No, that's not a flex. That's not a flex. That's just there's nothing else I can do. So it's like when rates go up to like 3.4 and you trying to get some cash out, where you're gonna pay that 3.4% to get that line of credit. You know what I mean? But your mortgage rate is at 2.9. We were living if they continue to go up, it'll be bad. But if they ever get down to 2.9, I don't know why everybody wasn't buying mortgages. I mean, I don't know why everybody should get into a house at 2.9%. I mean, if their credit was able to get them in there, it's crazy. I mean, that's almost. I mean, it's not 0%, but if you're talking in the twos, I mean, that's fine. Like whatever crime is though.
Credit wise, like I qualified for the low rates when they were available. It's just that this particular. That ain't a flex. It's just that this particular project, the development is running, it ran behind and got delayed. And so now I'm stuck in a situation where even though I got good credit, like the interest rate is what the interest rate is. You know what I'm saying? And so man, ain't nobody flexible.
I mean, between you and Doug, like I got in for 2.9. Hey, I could
but you know what? That means we know what we're doing. That means we're able to speak on the shit. Because if I wouldn't want to talk to nobody with a 10% interest rate, and you can't tell me nothing if you're on this podcast talking 10%.
Why is it so about the flex though?
You need to hang up. You need to hang up if you had 10%.
It was like a bodybuilder contest between these two.
Ain't nobody flexing, man. But hey, hops and stocks, man. When we talk about credit,
I tell you, I got damn near a perfect credit score.
Why is it so bad to flex though, man? You should be proud of your.
I am. Yeah. I didn't say I wasn't.
I was trying. I
said hop off. If you got 10% rate, you need to hop off this bitch.
we not in the same room. If you got,
we don't want to hear you. Hey, you're not doing something right. If you're earning only 10% on
Doug, if I had bad credit, would you still be my friend, man?
Yeah, I would. And I would advise you to go to Eric to get your score up.
I mean, if you're at a 10, like why are you even purchasing?
Hey, what is bad credit? Is it under 7? Is bad credit under 7?
What?
In my opinion,
700 score.
Yeah, what's bad credit? 650, under 650, under 7. What?
If you're in the 60s, you got bad credit.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it like this.
Anything under 7 is bad credit.
Hey, hold on. I'm gonna put it like this. Hey, anybody listening to the podcast right now under a 7, I need you to go ahead and just pause this content right here because you can't talk to us right now.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not saying that either. I'm under a 7.
Because at one point in time, I was under 7. It's been some years. I was under 7, but
But the thing is, and we done.
All right, you know what? Because life happens. Everybody's life circumstances. Yeah, I mean, every something may happen, but that's neither here or there. What I'm saying is that.
What I'm saying is I'm at a 2.9.
So for you to get a good interest rate is based on credit. You know what I mean? And if we're on here talking that we have a credit professional. And if all our scores on over 700, then we're doing something wrong. Eric, you're not serving us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If everybody on this pod had less than 700, then Eric, you're not a good friend.
Hey man, my services are available. Like you
haven't let that be known.
You've called me before and I've told you some stuff what to do.
Yeah, but I was over a 7. No, I didn't need to really. I was well over a 7. You know what I'm saying?
He said I didn't need you really.
Yeah.
I really don't want to talk to anybody on this podcast if you're not over 850.
Oh,
then everybody's gonna be quiet then.
Let's hang up. I'll talk to myself. I
can't even flex. I've never had an 800.
Oh, good.
It's the only reason that I don't have an 8 was I paid off my car. and it's stupid as all get out, but mix of credit is a huge factor in your overall credit score. I paid off my car, and that actually dropped my credit by 20 points. And at that point, I was at a 797, and it dropped it down. I was just like, this is stupid.
So a person.
I don't get that. So you paid off your car.
Yeah.
Or dropped.
Because your mix of credit. So just say, Doug, you probably have a car payment, a mortgage, and revolving credit, which would be credit cards. So that's a perfect balance and mix of credit. I don't have a mortgage. I no longer have a car payment. So now all I have is revolving credit.
So you become more risky as a borrower? Because the credit is just based on your risk. I mean, are you a risky buyer or not? So I don't know how you become more of a risk in the eyes of lenders without minus a car payment.
So it's the mix. So when
okay, well, it's just the mix.
Yeah, it's the mix. So there's all those different factors. There's the mix. There's credit utilization. There's length of history. It's 5 things, and they're slipping my mind right now. But the mix, like I said, if all you have is revolving credit, then you basically, you're not showing that you have anything secured. So once I get my mortgage, I'm going to see my score probably in a 30 to 60 day cycle shoot right back up.
Gotcha.
Because now I've added something to my mix. A lot of times, if cats have like my FICO or Experian, you can go into your profiles and it'll tell you exactly what's impacting your credit score. It'll say, hey, you don't have a mortgage, or you don't have a installment loan, or you have, too much revolving credit or something.
I don't get statements like that, buddy.
I feel shit, man. You got it. You got it.
I just play it, man.
We done got off topic a little bit. Let's circle back.
That's all good.
It back in.
You know what I'm saying? Let's reel Don back into our conversation.
Real talk. The title of this pod should be from green to greed. There you go, Blaz.
All right. I thought I was gonna name it Doug Flexing, but I got you.
Right. Somebody flexing.
So Don, obviously you've been in the crypto space for a while now, and very knowledgeable about the space. So when things started, just the bottom kind of fell out, like what was your first move? Like what did you do to kind of like assess your risk and start planning your new strategy at these prices?
Well, the first thing that I thought is, again, I knew that there was something that was not necessarily because of the crypto market itself, but just the conditions that are going on in the world. And the first thing I thought is like, oh, it's an opportunity for me. Like, I want to be super rich. I want to be wealthy. That's what I thought.
Now that's the flex.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, it's an opportunity for me to buy more of what I thought was good buys in the first place. So I really didn't change my strategy. And I know that sounds terrible because you should constantly be looking for improvement. But what I did was just kind of look at diversification opportunities. Like I said, like I'm going to start buying music and licenses for music. And it just gave me opportunity to look at that. I put the link in the chat that I was referring to, but I just thought like, okay, this is a cool opportunity. You can buy publishing from Future and NBA YoungBoy for under $2,000. Like, why wouldn't you do that if you could? You know what I mean? And I just think the initial first thought when I saw, we went below 30,000. We went below 25. We went below 22. We touched 17.5. And I was thinking about buying Migos licenses, like, 17.5, same color T-shirt, like, That's what I was thinking. Honestly, like I felt that it was a God-given opportunity for diversification and expansion and accumulation.
Got you.
I mean,
that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking like, oh,
that music flex was
Yeah, like Bodak Yellow $8,056. I don't know if y'all can see that, but when you
What do you do with that? What do you do with that?
well, you can license it. Like say, J-Lo want to be in a movie, being a stripper again, and you own Bodak Yellow, and I used to intern for a lady years ago when I used to live in Atlanta. Her name was Toy Green, and she was like, she worked for John. She was at A&R. She was downsized when music started changing in the digital age, but she submitted music for soundtracks, commercials, constantly, all the time. So it's like I knew that there was money in it because when I was young, I used to file the submissions for her and find what was looking for music. So I think, that's just something I'm looking, because I love music, and I just thought it would be cool. Like, man, if I could own, somebody's parts of someone's catalog, a song in someone's catalog that I really respect, that's a nice, thing to own. But it's also a lot of potential as, hip hop music. And it doesn't necessarily have to be hip hop, but just music in general, as it is, infused more into our culture, more into the way that we, market things. I just feel that, it's a potential opportunity for growth there. But I feel that across lots of spaces. I'm going to buy my daddy some gold for Christmas. Like, I'm so excited to give my father an ounce of gold. Like, he's going to love that. You know what I mean? And
some gold fronts or what?
He's not one of them kind of dads. I wish he was.
A grill? You buying him a grill?
Yeah, I wish he was. But
hey, that's next level, Don. I mean, that buying in the catalogs, I mean, that's next level.
So
it's not very expensive. I mean, but it's just, you have to know, again, risk aversion and research on the market. There's still things that I'm doing research in the market. I have, friends that are in the music industry, and he was so excited when I told him that I'm looking at adding music to my portfolio.
So every piece of music isn't up for sale. Somebody records the music, somebody owns the rights to it. It has to be up for sale for you to even purchase
An auction. That what I sent you in the chat is an auction.
So are you the sole owner, or are you buying a percentage of the overall package? So just saying, like you said, Bodak Yellow is $8,500. If you are the winning bid at say 10,000, are you a percentage owner, or do you have 100 or whatever the available percentage is of that license?
So on the royalty exchange site, you're going to see a mix of everything. You're going to see some that have the life of the rights for the life of the song. Some of them are 10 years. Some of them are percentages. Some of them are outright ownership. So you're going to see a mix of quite a few things once you start pouring through what's available. And, and like I said, it's not just rap music. If you want to buy Enrique Iglesias, you could buy that. If you want to buy, I just love hip hop music, and, I am interested in that, but gospel, pop, jazz, all of those songs are up for across the, the music genres are for sale on auctions. Is every single song ever recorded for sale? No, but some songs are, and it will surprise you, some of the ones that you'll see. I'm looking at Little Kim's Crush on You for a 10-year license, and it's currently highest offer at $12,426. Like, now imagine if Netflix decides to put out a dating show and they want Crush on You to be the song.
Right.
Like, you know.
Smart, man. Don,
she's smart.
You're genius.
Cameron was talking about that on Drink Champs. I think he had to wait like 20 years for his first album. Either he bought it back or he re-recorded everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was Cameron and it was Ashanti.
Mm-hmm.
Either she waited a certain amount of time and re-recorded everything, or she just bought her whole catalog back. But,
So what does that do, B-Dub? What does that do when they re-record it? Does that reset everything? I mean, why?
then they own the rights to it, because I get I think whoever had the rights to the song, it had like a 10 or 20 year lifespan on it. He waited that lifespan out, and then he re-recorded everything, and now he owns everything. Like, yeah, man,
So I wonder if this ties into, because you've heard over the past maybe like 5 years of these mega artists selling their catalogs. I believe Wayne sold his catalog for 9 figures. Most recently, Justin Timberlake sold his catalog for 100 million. So I'm wondering if these people that are purchasing these catalogs are taking them to these royalty exchanges and auctioning off that.
I think it's a mix of everything.
Okay.
I think it's a mix of everything. And there's so much movement, as you were saying, with people selling their catalogs. Like, it's always somebody, and it's somebody, people you never suspect. Like, I've seen Bob Dylan selling his catalog. Like, what in the world with Bob Dylan? You know, like, but there is a lot of money in music licensing. So I think when we have these kind of economic downturns, like, you know, it is an opportunity for, you know, a lot of diversification in your portfolio, an opportunity to own things that you never thought about owning or thought you couldn't afford to own. You know,
Don, what's your projection? So if you bought into one of these catalogs, what's your projection on how much you put in versus how much you would get out? Like, what's your cost benefit or your profit benefit or your margin?
Well, I'm not sure yet because I'm still doing the initial research.
Okay.
I don't know anyone that is doing this.
Right.
So I'm still getting my feet wet with my research and understanding. But do I think selecting the right song, owning the right song? I mean, I definitely think that there could be some potential in that. You know.
So when people play a song that's licensed and they don't have permission, or if they haven't paid for it, do you need attorneys to go after them? I mean, that's what I'm thinking. For you to recoup, if someone messes up and plays something that you own, then you have to have a machine going after them to get that money. For example, I was watching Netflix and Snoop Doggy Dogg was saying, "Don't play too much of that Anita Baker, or Netflix is going to have to pay for it."
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what is that cost that he's thinking in his head that Netflix is going to have to pay, because essentially they would have to pay you if you own part of that license.
That's correct.
Right.
And that's what the cool thing about it is, and how it's a certain amount of time frame. Yeah. You know, and I don't know what the time frame is. I don't know if it's different audio and visual or just audio itself, but I definitely understand that people can't just use your music willy-nilly. Like, if I was selling, like I've decided I want to sell crystals or something, I can't play Beyonce's music in the background without getting a lawsuit or a cease and desist. And, you know, and again, I think that's really cool that you brought that up. You know, finding a good lawyer, that might be something else, you know, during these economic downturn times, you know, a good thing to invest in. I think, just like we talked in our first conversation, investing in yourself and learning more about what you're investing in is, you know, the most important thing before you even buy that first asset. So I am still getting a working understanding. I don't think I'm an expert in crypto. I don't think I'm an expert in IT, an expert in any of these things, but I am always looking for a working understanding. So that's what I'm working towards with, you know, understanding more about music.
Well, you're an expert in blowing our minds every single time we
Hey man, breaking news. Doug just said he was listening to Snoop Doggy Dogg.
No, I was watching Snoop Doggy Dogg special on Netflix.
Hey,
that's not listening. That's watching Snoop Doggy Dogg on Netflix.
It might be even better.
Netflix is a visual, not an audio.
You said you couldn't stand the Corona commercials, man. Like, that's what
he had comedians. He had. I mean, if you watch it, it's pretty good comedians on his.
I heard it was funny.
Breaking news. He said Snoop's pretty good.
So Don, I know one thing that you said that you leveraged in our first conversation was Twitter. Is that the same thing? Like, is there a lot of chatter around? Like, I'm really curious about this music exchange because we're all into music. That's how we kind of came together as a collective.
May even have some music to license.
Yeah,
B-Dub, I'm gonna buy into your catalog, B-Dub.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm buying your shit tomorrow.
Nah, bro, I already got the B-Dub catalog. It's on my phone.
I'll see
It's on
you
my
a couple
phone,
dollars
bro.
tomorrow.
I got the B-Dub catalog.
Oh, you do?
Is there chatter around Twitter that's kind of like that drove you to this? Like, because
No,
okay.
just the diversification opportunity. And like I said, I have a friend that's in the music industry. And I've just
Flex.
always kind of tanking the bangas. Everybody support them. But
Kim does. Okay. Yeah.
she does their makeup, and their keyboard player, Norman Spence, is my homeboy. And
Okay.
he and I talk just about every day. And like you see, Eric, I just constantly kept seeing people selling their music catalog.
Yeah.
And me and my sister would have conversations about it. She's a culture writer and one of the hats that she wears. And, you know, it just seemed like for 2 years, every month, somebody was selling their catalog. So that's what really got my interest. I haven't seen people talking about this on Twitter yet, but I don't necessarily like following. I don't like following the herd. So I'm one of those people, if they're going left, I'm going right. Like Pusha T has in a song, if they go in coupe, I'm going forward. Like,
Damn.
You know what, Don? We going
Damn,
right.
Don.
so we go in a different direction. Like, you know, you gotta think outside the box. So
I like this direction we're going in right now.
Yeah, we going right, man.
This is like two different pods right here.
All
This
of
is
us
two different
in.
pods. I'm gonna drink some Coors Light to this shit, man.
Hey, I had to go ahead and change it up, man.
hey.
Anybody got anything else?
Nah, man, I think it's a good wrapping point, but I do want to ask Dawn, since, you know, she comes on and she chops it up about the music with us too. Give me something I need to be listening to and give me your album of 2022 for the first half so far.
First half so far,
Yeah.
You put it on the spot.
I know that I just said this man's name
T.
a couple of minutes ago.
It's T.
And this man is one of my favorite football players. He just recently tweeted about this album, Tom Brady. He likes Pusha T.
Oh, what? Tom Brady messed
And
up?
yes, Tom Brady messes with Pusha T. He thinks it's the album of the year, and I agree with that man. I haven't heard
Tom
anything
Brady, but
that I like as much as I like Pusha T's album all the way through. So for me, that Neck and Wrist Don't Lie, I think that is awesome. You know, I think it's dope. I love hearing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
I like the Pusha
I
T
wish
the
I could
best.
show
What
you-
do y'all like the best?
I wish I could show you my text messages because somebody just texted me like, man, I listened to that Pusha T again, and I think you're right. It's you know, he was clouded by Kendrick Lamar. I'm like, nah, man, Pusha T versus the coupling of his lyrics and the production. I think it is. I think it's the one right now.
I've been banging 4 albums lately. All Eyes on Me, The Best of Mobb Deep.
I love my
Scarface has an album out. It's not mainstream.
I heard you been listening to Hebrew Children.
I don't know what we got against the Hebrews, but we're gonna move right along.
Right.
It was 4. Damn, it was 4 albums. It was
Yeah, what was the fourth one? Pusha T?
Scarface, Pot,
Snow?
Doggy Style.
Oh,
Those are classics.
Classic.
yeah.
It's always time to me.
That's why I like Snoop. Snoop just has classics. He has nothing recent that you love. You know what I mean?
He has
It's always
one class.
it's always about his classics, man.
Man,
He has one.
I would
class-
like to have Snoop as a friend of the show, so let's not get
We're not
on
gonna
this
issue on
topic.
Snoop, man.
I think that Death Row album is dope. Did y'all listen to it?
Which one?
The new Death Row album.
No, I'm not hip to it.
And
I can't
Snoop
listen to
albums are, that new album goes. Y'all gotta listen to it.
The Death Row that Snoop owns, the new
Yes.
Death Row that Snoop owns.
The NFT Death Row.
I'll pass.
Yes. I mean,
mean-
it is good. It is good. Like, it's the same old that we love. It's the same classic Snoop. Like, if you like his old stuff, I mean, it's not no gin and juices on there, but you know, it's definitely music that we would listen to and love and vibe to. Like, I wouldn't just pass it up. Like, just listen to it once.
What happened with Snoop though is I think Snoop was ahead of his time and he didn't develop as a Snoop didn't develop as a
This
lyric
man went out of the picture.
as the years went by. Like when Snoop first came out, I thought Snoop could really rap. But as Snoop aged and as the times kept growing, I felt like, I can't really. Now Snoop has a hot song. Like he's good for a hot song, but I
Well,
can't.
not now. He's not good for a hot song, but
Man, y'all,
like
Thank
He
Doggy
still got
Style,
it.
Thank you.
Doggy Style, Deep Cover, hot. Cube, same way. NWA, his first like
We
album.
were kids.
hot.
We were kids.
what about
And I was still
Don
listening
Mega
to
beat up? Is Don Mega good?
Who? Oh,
Don Mega. Is that good, Cube?
I think Snoop has the best image that anyone has created in hip hop. Like his image is very, very likable.
He's marketable.
You can digest Snoop, but lyrically, I can't digest him at all.
well, Doug, you appreciated Snoop on Doggy Style, right?
Yes, but that's the classic stuff, man. He didn't evolve. Like
Yeah,
he not evolved.
Snoop realistically only had one classic album.
Yeah, really.
Doggy Style, that's it.
Starts and stops.
What he did on No Limit,
Listen, people who respect Snoop, give me some Snoop where he featured and like, man, damn, Snoop bodied that shit. You know what I mean? You can't think of nothing.
I do
You
not
can't
want to
think of
wrap up
anything.
this classic
Man.
episode on a Snoop tangent.
All right, I'm sorry, man.
okay.
Y'all
So
started.
y'all don't like Snoop on none of Nas's albums?
That's Doug. That's Doug who don't like Snoop.
I don't think anybody on the pod is currently checking for Snoop. Like
I mess with
Y'all
Snoop,
need to
man.
listen to the Death Row album. Like,
Snoop is
I
not-
listen
heavy.
to all new and old hip hop still.
but
Like,
Snoop, you always welcome to come on the show.
Now,
Man.
man, listen.
yes, y'all better not have the Dogfather not on here.
Snoop has been on with Nas.
Yeah, like what?
Snoop has quite a few songs with Nas.
Like bangers? Like what's?
I think they
Name
go
one
hard.
Hey,
Name one
what we can do is, wrap this, and so we can play that
I'm
song.
about to say, and again, we're back
All
to
right.
talking Snoop.
All right, I'm sorry. Man.
Wrap this up real quickly.
Do y'all like
All right,
Nas?
Dog,
Nas.
Oh,
dog father out. Dog father out.
All right.
Hey, once again,
Thanks, Don.
for tuning in.
You're more than welcome to come back.
42.
Oh no, big Snoop Dogg. Back up in the heat,
Yeah, he's
baby.
the baby.
Man, I am really trying to get off this.
What are we talking about here?
hey, go ahead, man. Do it. Go ahead, man.
I love Snoop. I love Snoop.
God, this
Hey,
guy.
all right. Once again, thanks for joining the Hops and Starts podcast. It's episode 42. Don, thanks for joining us. You always come through with the knowledge and the jewels. Now we done moved on to a whole new space with this royalty exchange. I'm excited to learn about it. We out.
Be a shell of a man if we ever depart from my heart to I'm riding with you. I'm riding with you.
Hops and Stocks podcast is presented by Hunter Spoke Media Group. We encourage our listeners to drink responsibly. Please note, we are not financial advisors. We do not offer or provide financial advice. Trademark copyrighted by Hunter Spoke Media Group.